And now for your listening pleasure, straight out of Milwaukee, the least talked about podcast in Wisconsin, Hypocritical, with your guides, Alexa MKE and MoKE, the Shock the MoKE, where we praise and or vent on all things that really in the end just don't matter. How you doing, Alexa? Part two.
Well, actually, it's a different show, but yeah, it's kind of part two. Wow, there's a lot
For
of
our
light
other
coming
show
in.
if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, the BLM show. So watch it. We just recorded it, and we're going to post it later. So today we're going to be talking about all sorts of goodies. What did you do this weekend?
Well, starting on last Thursday, I went through 7 states and went to drop my daughter off in Phoenix, Arizona. She just left. She graduated college, got her job, got her first place, and she's out of Wisconsin. Oh, my third daughter gone. Oh,
Poor Dave. He's got empty nest syndrome.
All right. I said, don't let the door hit you on the way out. Come on, bye.
There you go.
That's great. No, but I've got now one girl in Seattle at the zone. I got one left in Wisconsin and one in Arizona now. But I did get to go see all different ways that that people were taking care of COVID along on my way on Route 66. Went through like Oklahoma, Texas. So I went to that. You ever see those Cadillacs in the middle of the field? They were sticking out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got to go there and see that installation. You can buy spray paint right there, which I would recommend. And I wrote "No Trump in 2020" on there. So,
yay! Any functioning adult 2020.
And how's your arms doing? You said you were doing some kayaking.
Yeah, we did some kayaking. Did a little picnic. There's a little lake in Hales Corners called Kelly Lake. It's really tiny, and it's perfect for beginner kayakers. So getting our feet wet doing that. Other than that, I know that I wanted to talk about June is Pride Month. Yeah.
All right.
So I want to congratulate.
Fabulous.
Yes, but I want to congratulate Jada Essence Hall. She won RuPaul's Drag Race. It's so awesome. Milwaukee grown.
That's great.
Yeah, it really is. I thought that was really cool. Apparently,
you've been to Hamburger Mary's a couple times, once or twice, maybe, yeah?
I don't go to Hamburger Mary's because I don't eat hamburgers, but...
Oh, they don't have an Impossible in Mary's? Yeah.
I don't know. Because I know during COVID they were doing delivery, and I kind of looked at some of their stuff, and I was like, oh, I wish I could get some delivery, but that would have been cool. But yeah, I think it's really awesome that we had a local homegrown person do...
Hey, have you tried the Impossible Burger while we're on the subject?
I have not. People have said that the Impossible Burger that they've tried... Well, actually, I have tried the Impossible Burger. I have not tried the Impossible Whopper. We tried the Impossible Burger at, what's it called? Point Burger Bar.
Okay.
I wasn't impressed, but that could have been the way they made it. It could have just been their
Boy,
kitchen.
for you to go there of all places. I mean, you go to Burger King, McDonald's, get an Impossible. I got you. But you have to go to Point Burger Bar and get a non-burger. Oh my gosh, that makes me just feel so bad. They got bison there. They got, I think there's a unicorn burger there.
Oh, that would be disgusting.
But it's only for Chuck Norris, because Chuck Norris likes his meat so rare he only eats unicorn.
Oh, jeez, that's a bad dad joke. All right, let's move on. So you did your 5-day trip to Phoenix. I was kayaking. So apparently you got a fire stick, so you've been watching a lot of TV.
Well, whatever. I'm not. Yeah, it's been nice outside, but I've been staying in. Yeah, boy. Oh my gosh, all the things. Well, first of all, we talked about The Boys. I got to finally watch that. On Amazon,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So I got Amazon, and then finding Hulu, and then even IBDM. If you watch commercials, I'm watching Warehouse 13. I don't know did you ever remember Warehouse 13 back in the day?
I do. I watched some episodes of that. It's hard to get into all these series, but yeah, they were kind of fun.
Oh, and they were there for a while, so this is great. I'm bringing my girlfriend into it. She loves it because it's like The Librarians. You watch The Librarians at all? Did you watch?
Nope. I have not been watching very much TV.
That's an
at all.
old one. Eureka too. Hey, but I actually tried. My dad says, when I saw lots of things talking about Fleabag, I don't know. I mean, I love uncomfortable humor, but that wasn't for me. Have you checked out Fleabag?
No. Like I said, I haven't been watching that much anyway, so yeah, I'm kind of like not TV
And I've been getting in
person.
on your Man in the Tower. I've been trying to watch that now.
Oh yeah, The Man in the High Tower. I watched the
I,
first. I need to finish, and I need to finish Mr. Robot too. So
yeah. And then I got one that I do want to mention here that I ran across, what platform, Hulu or wherever it's from, but AFK. And that means away from keyboard, apparently. I don't know if that's a term as away from keyboard.
yeah, I'm usually
payments.
not away from a keyboard.
Yeah, yeah. But it's a Tron meets Hunger Games meets cosplay. All right, so
Okay, that's might be up my
everybody was
alley.
everybody was playing Fortnite one day, and it all got sucked into the game. All right, and so now when you
Ah,
die in the game, you die. Now they're trying to get back out of the game, and there's a way to have to do that, but you do all these. You have to talk to the computer generated
kind
person.
of like a Jumanji.
Yeah, but it's kind of funny. One of the funny things that ran into that I thought was keen on it was all of a sudden one of the characters, she was elfin and everything like that, and they're short, and of course there's guys in girls' bodies, girls in guys' bodies. It's happening all over the place. But all of a sudden she walks in and he goes, "Yeah, I know him. Why? Because that's me." It said one of their other characters. They went and made other characters in the game. Some people make multiple characters.
Okay, that's
So,
interesting.
and yes, now so all of a sudden they were meeting their other character they made, and then now be able to leave this to get back out. Only one can leave, so all of your other characters have to die except for just one. So you actually have to be in charge of
Oh.
either making sure everybody's dead, or you have to go kill your other people with your other characters, which is you. They look like you and everything.
Okay, well
So,
that's really
but I'll
interesting.
tell you, it's a B. It's B at best. I mean, it looks like they were filming, a bunch of guys LARPing in the weekend, But no, but it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, it
It
sounds
really
like
is
fun.
fun.
Cool. All right. Well, let's see. We've got a couple of things we want to talk about. Internet. What is this earthquake at Yellowstone? Who had a volcano in July? That meme,
I love that meme. It started with the "Who had murder hornets in May?"
right? Yeah. No. And who had COVID in March?
Yeah, but I thought when I saw that one, when I saw rumblings under Yellowstone, yeah, okay, who had volcano in July? Yeah, I'm like, that one, I don't want to be around for that one. Okay, I just think things are going to be a little chaotic when a volcano goes off in Yellowstone.
Yeah. Let's hope that doesn't happen. So I have a new internet crush. I don't know if you've met him. It's Frankie MacDonald. Have you seen Frankie MacDonald?
Oh no.
So Frankie MacDonald lives in Canada, in Nova Scotia, and he does weather reports, and he puts them on YouTube, and they're amazing.
Oh, yes, the guy. It's going to be very bad weather in Wisconsin. You're going to get it. Yeah, I've
Yes,
seen it. Yeah, it was a couple years ago. Whenever there's
and
a
he's
really big
right.
storm. Yeah, whenever we have a really big storm, he's. I've watched him. That's
Yeah,
right.
so Frankie's gonna do a world tour. He's talking about doing a world tour in 2021. So he's so great because he has his own I think he has his own Instagram account, and he has his own Twitter, and so people are asking him questions on Reddit about when he's gonna come to their countries, and he's like, I'm gonna come to New Zealand, and I'm not gonna come to France. So it's really cool. I mean, it's just really neat. He's just so wholesome.
He
I
is.
love
He is.
Frankie
He is.
MacDonald. He's amazing.
Yeah, yeah. It was a few years since I've seen him. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. No, he's given way to our very own, our Manitowoc Minute guy. The Youper guy.
Oh yeah, Manitowoc Minute is fun. I mean, it's like, but he's doing a little bit more of a tongue-in-cheek, serious news thing.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. He's
yeah,
branching out. Well, you gotta expand your repertoire. As you move on. You can't do the kids stuff anymore.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, so So, yeah, we talked about a bunch of stuff in our previous thing, so we'll probably skip over that for this one. But one of the things that COVID has brought about is closings. So,
I know.
you know, is it critical? Yeah, we've got a lot of closings. So, my list.
Here. Listen. Isn't it true though that the whole, you know, weakest, strongest survive. The older ones on the end, are the ones that go to feed the die and the end of the herd. And if you couldn't adjust and didn't have like you said, they couldn't adjust for this. Isn't it better that you probably left now? I mean, think about this. If COVID hadn't happened, we were going to go this direction. Everybody being shut-ins and ordering stuff online and getting Grubhub. We probably jumped that 50 years ahead. It was going to happen. We jumped at a good 30 years, 25 years ahead because of this thing.
I'm gonna disagree because having been a business owner and running a handful of businesses over the last several decades, you can try to prepare. This was something nobody could have seen coming, and so this is kind of an unusual thing. Yes, I agree that if you're not running a good business and you're not running it, profitably, you probably shouldn't be in business. But things like restaurants and small boutiques and things like that, and a lot of businesses that have been hit pretty hard. It's really hard to pay payroll on really small margins. It's really hard to cover insurance and overhead and your utilities and your rent on very small margins. And so if you don't have that money coming in, I mean, if your income flow is cut off by, a major percentage, you're not going to be able to keep the doors open. And it really is a shame because I think there's some very well beloved, businesses that are closing. I know I'm going to run off my list here, so I'm going to look away. We had Johnny V's in West Dallas is closing. They have said that they're seeking a new location. The Farmer's Wife, which has only been open for about 5 years, closing permanently due to COVID. We have Blues Egg on Oakland. The owners are planning a new eatery there, so maybe that one wasn't a COVID related. Crawdaddy's Roadhouse on National, which is not Crawdaddy's on Greenfield, closed last month due to COVID. And that Crawdaddy's is pretty much a West Dallas.
Been around, yeah.
Yeah. Samino's in Cudahy. We had Pier 1 and Baker Square will be closing permanently. Now, there's one that I may agree with you that they just didn't run it the way they should have, and so this kind of hurt them. They were already kind of hurting. But then 40% of the businesses on State Street in Madison may not open due to COVID and looting. A lot of businesses got looted, which, during the protests, so that kind of sucked.
I heard Tuesday morning too. I heard they were gonna probably maybe finally bow out. I know they had
yeah, they weren't that great.
But here's one that I'm kind of like, yeah, I think you're taking the money and run a little bit. But it isn't. But that's not true as well. Shriners, you go up north to Green Bay or something. Shriners in Fond du Lac. It's just off the highway there.
Oh my God, that was my grandma's favorite restaurant.
And everybody in Wisconsin they had a grandma or grandpa that took them there once, right? And so now after 75 years, that place is closing down. Family owns it right now. There's still kids there, and another set of kids were gonna take it over, but it's like they're just shutting it down. And I'm like, well, wait a minute, how do you not have? After 75 years, and they were talking about how they're still doing 1,000 breakfasts and coming through that and everything. But, I'm like, how do you not have a nest egg to take care of a couple months here? But they weren't even in the end here the last couple of years, apparently, because unemployment in Fond du Lac is only like 2.4%. They couldn't even have a night dinner there because they couldn't find people to staff it. They couldn't get people to staff. Okay, well, first thing I do again is say, well, you weren't paying enough. You mean you weren't paying enough? You didn't want to pay enough to keep people there. So they had even taken that out, and they were just doing breakfast and lunch. But now they're packing the thing up, and I'm like, well, how do you, after 75 years and all the money this family must have made on this thing, how do you have to go under now?
You know what? I think
Like,
certain businesses like that. We're all talking about how grandmas and grandpas want to go there. Well, that means your business is aging off, and maybe those are the only people going there. If you look on menus of some of these older restaurants, the menus are not moving forward. There's still menus from like the late 70s, early 80s. You got to move your menu to something where people are able to go and eat. I know there's a lot of restaurants that people say, "Hey, can we go here? Can we go there?" And I'm like, I'm looking on it, and I've got I'm allergic to dairy. I don't eat sodium, because of, health reasons. And I'm vegan. So guess what? I'm going to go there and I'm going to have a salad. I'm not going there. And there are other restaurants with better options.
oh. Oh my gosh. No, and then I go in there and I open up one of those. It's like the Greek restaurants. There's 4 pages of food there that you could order. It's like, oh my God. Oh, I want to get a Monte Cristo or today.
See, and I wouldn't eat that. But you know what? The Greek restaurants they usually have a damn big fruit plate. And guess who orders that?
Yeah.
And
The
a piece of
big salad.
toast and a fruit plate full of fruit for enough for 4 days, even for me.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
So what was this bicycles and the new toilet paper? Yeah, the guys that are fixing them up, I hear that they just can't believe the business they've got and and everything.
Okay, so my daughter works for Trek. My husband works for a place called Waterford Precision Cycles in Waterford. They build bicycles for a bunch of other places too. You cannot get an adult bicycle. You might be able to on Craigslist or something, but they are selling out of bicycles. Bicycles are the new toilet paper. My husband took pictures at Target. There were absolutely zero bicycles. We went into Walmart to get some motor oil, and the bicycles, the only ones left were the little kid bicycles. I mean, for little kids. It's like, that was it. Adult bicycles are gone. Eric's, Emery's, Ben Cyclery, all of these places. We've talked to people in Waterford and not Waterford, Watertown and places like that, and Whitewater, and they are selling bicycles out everywhere. Madison, Trek is going through product. Fortunately, they get their stuff.
Menards is out of gold mulch too. They don't have any on order. They just got an order in, and there's 900 bags in the morning in West Bend, and in the afternoon there were only 500. So what's going on with gold-colored mulch?
It's not gold-colored mulch. It's anything gardening. So, I do this big container garden every year in front of, because I live in an apartment, and then I plant a few things. And so I had planted everything, and about 2 weeks ago, I'm like, I'd like a flat of impatiens, and it's like, there are no flowers anywhere. There's some sad perennials at some of the nurseries, but I mean, everything's bought and picked over. I mean, I'm sure Home Depot and some of the bigger box stores have stuff coming through, but no, it's crazy. There's just...
Oh, I know. Chrissy's favorite fruit of the bloom. I said, did you stop by there? And she goes, they were almost out, and that was like a couple weeks ago. Yeah, so it went fast, that's for sure.
Yeah, it really did. But, that's the thing. But the one thing people aren't going to be doing is sports. Maybe they will be. So NASCAR is back. We talked about that. So they are back, and they've had some controversies, which we talked about in our last episode. But yeah, they're back, and the NBA is going to be back.
Let's finally finish off. Let's finally win our finals, our championship. Our team, finally let them do that, please.
Yeah, we need the Bucks to finish it out. So what they're going to do, I guess the NBA is starting, July 30th. There's going to be 22 teams, 8 regular games plus playoffs, but some players aren't happy. They're not happy with some of the measures that are being taken, for COVID. There's still protests going on. And I don't know how they're going to do this. This is going to be interesting. What's your
Baseball, too. They're just keep on going back and forth. They say they're probably going to still have a shortened season, so many games. But, yeah, they're nobody's moving on both sides of that thing very fast at all.
Yeah, and I'm a Formula One fan, and so they're going to start in Europe. There's a couple countries, and I'm not quite sure where they're starting because they kept jumping around, but I thought Austria is one of the countries that they're going to have 2 races, but it's like they have these really strict measures. I don't think they're going to have fans, which Formula One is probably one of the few sports where you could get away with not having fans. But like stuff like the NBA and baseball and stuff, it's going to be kind of weird watching it without fans.
Golf, you don't need it for golf.
Yeah, they really don't need fans for golf. Are they doing golf? I thought they were going to go back.
They were
instead.
starting. They said they
Yeah.
wouldn't have the fans at the Ryder Cup, and he made a point about, well, the Ryder Cup isn't like the other kinds of golf. We actually do the Ryder Cup as kind of a, USA. The fans is part of this deal. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? This is a fan-generated event.
Yeah.
So there was a little pushback on, well, we got to have fans for that one. I can see it nowhere else, but there.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, golf isn't my cup of tea, so I'm a kayak girl. What can I say? So yeah. So I don't know what this is about, but what is this? I've fallen and I can't. I've fallen.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I had forgotten all about this in our hiatus and everything like that. So I had to finally get my airbag fixed in my Toyota, from the Takata thing. Who's the guy from Shawshank Redemption? Morgan Freeman.
Yeah. Okay.
Morgan. Yeah. They keep warning you, go in, have this fixed. Finally, I saw a piece of paper, and it was Morgan Freeman telling me to go in there. And whenever you see something with Morgan Freeman's face on it, you have to read it.
Well, and you have to go.
Voice in your head. So I had Morgan Freeman telling me I had to go get my.
You had God telling you.
Bag fixed, so I did. I had to go in. So I go in and, waiting for the shuttle, like checking my car, and the guy says, yeah, go back in the break room, go grab yourself a cup of coffee, just past the cashier and everything, and we'll wait for the guy to bring you home. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm going to go look at the new cars. Of course, you always got to do that. So when you walk into the dealer from the big area where you drive your car in, you go in through the door, cashier's right here, right on your right. They got a little stanchion. Straight ahead is the waiting room, and then to the left is the new cars. There's a hallway. So I kind of walk in the door, and because it's the cashier area, it's kind of congested. I kind of look, okay, cashier. I kind of look, okay, that's the waiting room. And then there's this woman coming, with her cane, kind of like right at me, and I'm like, holy smokes! So I plant.
Did you shoot her with tear gas?
Not a bullet. I should have taken her down with a beanbag. And so I take my left foot, swing it to the left, so I can bring my right foot over. And before I can bring my right foot over, she plows into my foot, starts to go down. So I'm like tweaking left. She's going to my right. I'm trying to turn around and cushion this woman's fall, and I'm like, oh my gosh, and she gets out, she's out now, she's on the floor, and face pushed up, on the floor like this, and I'm like, oh my gosh, ma'am. I said, are you all right? And she goes, no, I'm not. And I go, oh, can I help you up? And then a woman from behind me goes, just call 911. And I was like, what? And I go, just call 911. Don't try to help or anything like that. And I'm kind of thinking to myself, oh my gosh, she's right. In this day and age, I can, I'm going to hurt her picking her up and get sued, right? Just that's the way things are. So I'm standing up. I look at the woman behind the cashier, and I said, are you calling 911? She goes, yeah, I'm getting it right now. And I says, okay, good. And then the woman is down there on the ground, goes, he pushed me. I looked down and I went,
oh my God.
No, ma'am. I said, I was trying to move out of your way. You ran over my foot. He pushed me now even louder. And I'm like, okay. Next thing that happens is pitchforks and torches. So I am out of here. So I kind of slauntered out to by the new cars, waited for the courtesy van to come around. I went up by the guy, the service writer. Okay, I go up by the service writer. I go, hey, is that the courtesy van that you want me to go to? He goes, yeah. And he goes, wow, there's some commotion over there by the cashier. And I go, yeah. I said, let me tell you, I was a part of that. And I go, and I want to tell you what happened, because if anybody wants to know I'm telling you it was me. You know my number. You know where I'm living. You're taking me right there. You have my car. You know I'm coming back. So if anybody needs to talk to me, they can. But I ain't staying around right now because she's in there saying I pushed her. And I said, do you have any cameras in there or anything like that? And he goes, no, I don't think we do. And I was like, dang, later when I came back, there were cameras in there. If I would have known there was cameras there at the time, I would have bent back down by that woman and said, listen, honey, one more word out of your mouth about how I pushed you and I'll sue your ass for every nickel, dime, and cane you have because you're defaming me. So you better be quiet right now. If I'd have seen that camera, I wouldn't have been able to uncork. I would have uncorked on her because she became from wanting to be concerned about her falling and wanted to give her aid. I went from that to you were trying to screw me. You were trying to screw me, lady. She wanted a payday. She probably thought because I was all grubby and everything that I worked there. She thought she'd trip over my foot. We'd get a big payday, And I'll tell you this, when you're camping and the kids are running around the tent and all of a sudden one of them takes a digger because they tripped over a tent stake, did the tent stake trip them or did they trip over the tent stake? Because my foot was a tent stake when that woman hit it. I will tell you that.
Wow, that's crazy sauce.
So by the time I got in the van to leave, the woman was sitting up with the EMTs in the chair. When I came back to pay my bill, I just did one of those, hey, so there's a little bit of action in here earlier. What was going on? What was that? And she goes, and the lady immediately behind the counter said, old lady just wanted some attention. And I was like, oh, thank you. Because that's exactly what I felt. But this woman, I went from wanting to care for one of my fellow human beings to wanting to say, well, you know what? They should just take you out back and shoot you now because you're just a blight on society.
Oh, that's mean.
Just a cranky old woman that just wants to hurt somebody else because you're hurting. Well, just go to Switzerland and take care of it, ma'am. All right, let's just do that. Okay?
You can't be that mean. It's like I understand, the heat of the moment.
She wants to take me down. This woman wanted to take me down. She wanted to sue me and take money from me, or else she wouldn't have been saying that.
Yeah. I can see how you get irritated, but I guess, I don't know how I would have reacted in that situation. I probably wouldn't have reacted exactly the same way you did, but yeah, I would have been irritated, that's for sure, because that wasn't fair.
Well, again, all those are things I could have done, but I didn't do. The only thing I did was say, ma'am, are you okay? And leave. That's what I did. So I didn't get to say, I'll sue you if there's a camera. I didn't get to do that. I got to do it in my mind over and over.
But you got to do it here.
I got to do it here. So the 20 people that listen to this will know.
Exactly, and that's why we have a MoKE rant. So MoKE can rant because he needs to get his feelings out.
I need that out. I need that out. Thank you. I can sleep tonight now.
Yeah, damn straight. So
well, I know. It's not like I went out. Listen, it's not like I went and followed her. Where does she live? And I just wanted to start walking in front of her every time I could, and trip her whenever I could.
No, we don't follow people. Nobody follows people. So I know there's some people who are really irritated. The zoo's reopening, but amid a little bit of controversy. So did you hear this? You reopened this weekend.
I know that they, all outdoor. There, you have to buy your ticket in advance. They tell you when to come. I think all those things are great. So no, what was the bad part of this?
Okay, so if you were a zoo pass holder, they had so many slots reserved for zoo pass holders who, pay for an annual, pass to get into the zoo. Well, zoo pass holders snapped up those spots really, really quick, and I think I don't know if they're just releasing so many spots at a time. I didn't really look into it because I'm not a zoo pass holder, but people were mad because then after they went online and found that they couldn't get a slot with their zoo pass, there were still quite a few spots available to the general public that nobody had taken up, and yet you're a zoo pass holder and you couldn't get into the zoo. Oh. So, I think it's something that I don't know if they've worked it out this weekend or they're going to be working it out, but I know that a lot of people were pretty angry about it, because obviously they wanted to reserve their spot and be able to go to the zoo with their family, having paid for a zoo pass. So I'm hoping, I'm hoping they work it out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, everybody's growing, and you can't tell what the problem is until you try something and it doesn't, and somebody speaks up, and then it's either, okay, you're asking for too much, Karen, or yeah, you're right, that's a flaw we need to figure out.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
I mean, I don't know. Karen probably
Marcus
did want to
opening
speak to
up
the
here every
manager.
2 seats. I mean, you can't have somebody around you. You know what I mean? Marcus, or I mean, at least they're trying. You know what I mean? That's just it.
Now the question is, are you going to go to the movies? Because I'm an avid moviegoer. I go to
I
the
love
Ridge
movies.
over here all the time.
Yeah, I know, $5 nights. But I still want. I'm still trying to, in my head, trying to figure out when I'm going to go listen to live music for the first time.
Yeah, yeah. No,
How am I going to?
I'm not going to the
feel
movies.
right about that?
Yeah, I'm not going to the movies even with all of their stuff. And movies are $5. I mean, right now to start, the movies are $5.
It's
But
all good. Just get you
yeah,
in there. Yeah,
yeah. But I'm not going.
The food
Yeah.
money. It was never about the ticket. It's about the food money.
Yeah, they were doing the food money. We did get some Zaffiros one night, so it was okay. It was whatever. But yeah, so live music. Is there stuff going on? Because I didn't even know there was any live music going on.
I keep seeing things. But a lot of them are outdoor, nice. Like on the patio, or their little outside stage. Or I've seen some of that happening. I don't really know that I've seen like a full on. Hey, come on in. I think the Saloon on Calhoun had an acoustic night on their stage inside, and they did have tickets, and we're going to do a limited amount of people being able to come in. But that's a big place too, though. So
yeah, but it's kind of like not everybody's wearing masks anymore. It's like COVID's over, even though it's not.
I flattened the curve. Now get off my back.
Right? Yeah. I mean, I'm not going. No, not. I mean, I'm still doing my grocery shopping at 7:00 in the morning, and getting in and out of Walmart as early as possible. And
so, did you take the flu shot every year?
the flu shot, I
Yeah.
got one this year at work. So, yeah.
But do you normally every year?
I didn't till a couple of years ago, and now I do.
Yeah.
So.
Because I have never been a flu shot getter. I have not. And then, so, to me, to be afraid of this, and then, I'll wait for the vaccine, and then probably not take it next fall, would just be it'd be hypocritical of me.
Yeah, yeah. Well, if when the vaccine comes out, I'm gonna wait a certain amount of time just to make sure it's safe, and then I'm gonna get the vaccine because I don't want to
go a third arm or something. You'd be they'd have to tweak it, and then I wouldn't get the third arm. So I'm gonna try it right away.
I wanted the third eye, so.
Sheepa.
That's right. That's right. But yeah. So I mean, now we're digressing.
That's what we're supposed to do.
Oh, is that what we're supposed to do? So
Yes.
yeah. So I know you had here, Avalon Rosebud, July 1st, and the Oriental's working on it. Wasn't there something about Landmark Theaters selling either the Downer or the Oriental? Did you see that?
Oh, didn't see that.
Yeah, I'd have to look into it more because, with all this other stuff going on, I know they were talking about selling one of the properties, and I think the Milwaukee Film Festival was going to buy one of them. So I should look into that. We'll talk about it on another episode. So, yeah. Anything else from Dave?
No, we're going to keep talking Yacon. Look up Yacon.
That's right. Dave's going to be the what would they call it? The
Yacon
Yacon Baron.
Baron, yes. The Baron of Yacon.
There you go.
Yacon King of Wisconsin.
Yeah, he'll be updating us on that. So that should be interesting going forward. I just want to point out, right here behind me, I found Monkey. I don't know, he's a little blurry, but I've got Monkey. So
all right.
We have
I don't know where mine is. Mine got packed somewhere.
But we do have Monkey. So, all right. So, yeah. So, what's your buddy's name?
Shatesy.
Shatesy. Okay. So we're gonna thank our listeners and viewers. Shatesy. Dave's mom. My neighbor Pat. Hi, Pat. Hi, Dave's mom. Anybody else who stumbled upon us randomly, our 20 subscribers, thank you so much for watching.
Rachie. I think Rachie watches us.
Okay,
All
cool.
right.
So if you like what you're hearing, please tell 2 people so they can tell 2 people so we can become internet famous.
For two people.
Yeah. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, hip.or.critical. You can visit our Facebook page. Dave, what's the Facebook page again?
MoKE Milwaukee, MoKE Milwaukee.
All right.
Space Milwaukee.
There you go. And you can send me a tweet right here, Alexa, at Alexa MKE. And that's pretty much it. Everybody have a good weekend, or in a good week, because we were actually going to do this on the weekend, but we had other things. So everybody, peace out. Y'all be good. We love you. Black Lives Matter. Yay, Pride Month. Bye.